Hello guys, I'm back. Today we're going to talk about the Germans in Germany during World War II. So, I've been doing a little bit of research, looking on the internet and thinking of some shit. But, you see, a lot of people claim that the Nazis or the German citizens living in World War II in Germany at the time, they did not know. A lot of people claim that they did not know about the Holocaust. They did not know about the people getting herded into trains and sent to death camps, which is interesting. But how can you actually think that that's the truth? Like, for example, I'll give you guys a stupid example. Say you're a German boy living in Germany at the time. You're going to school every day, right? And you have this guy that's your friend, another kid. And let's just say he's Jewish, right? You grow up together. You know, everything. He's probably your best friend, hypothetically. And then one day he just vanishes, just like that. And that's not the only example. There's millions of examples like that. So when you examine that, for example, and then another example, like if you're going to work every day at the factory, and then one of your friends, or maybe he's not even your friend, one of your colleagues that work at the same job as you, but he happens to be Jewish, and then one day he disappears out of nowhere, like, and slowly throughout history, 1933, when Hitler became Chancellor of Germany, as it slowly creeps closer to 1939, the Jews were getting their rights stripped away slowly by slowly. What happened? Kristallnacht was in 1935. Jewish businesses were getting destroyed and burned, and people were getting not killed, not yet. I mean, there's probably some isolated incidents here and there. And then afterwards, the law started to get more and more harsh on the Jews. As you creep closer to the war in 1939, they're starting to get banned from being able to go to the park and being able. All of this wouldn't have been possible without public support. The Nazis needed public support to pass those laws. For example, there's a law that they passed for the disabled people that they wanted to euthanize them and blah blah blah. The Germans, there was such public outrage that they had to get rid of that law. So the same could be said for the Jews. If the German population didn't want that to happen, they could have revolted against it, but they didn't. Which just goes to show you, but then you have to ask yourself a deeper question. Maybe that's in all of us. Maybe the Germans, an entire nation can't be full of psychopaths and sociopaths. But then people say they got brainwashed. But brainwashed? How can you get brainwashed into killing and genocide? I know the reasons for this. It's like they were scapegoats for World War One. Treaty of Versailles. The German population was really pissed off because they lost World War One. They were humiliated from that defeat. The reparations they had to pay. Blah blah blah. Economic down turmoil. But all of those things set the stage for the Holocaust. But to say that the German population didn't know about the Holocaust, I just don't see it. Like, it's not possible. The laws were getting harsher. They were disappearing and being sent to death camps. They all knew. They knew what was happening, but I think they bought into the propaganda that Joseph Goebbels, which he was a brilliant propagandist, he kind of turned the media against the Jews and he made them the scapegoat. Once you create a scapegoat, and then you say, this is the person that did everything, then, he made an entire, like, the fact that he was able to, I mean, obviously it's not really that hard to brainwash an entire country when you control the media. You control all the media. He controlled all the media. All of the media was state owned in Germany before World War. Yeah, before World War II, leading up to it, it was controlled by the state. Joseph Goebbels, he controlled it. Now, I don't know. Maybe that's a deeper question that we need to ask ourselves. Is that possible in every single country? Maybe what the Germans did could have been possible in France, could have been possible in the UK, could have been possible in, if they had those similar circumstances. So, who's to blame here? Is it the Germans? Is it the not? Is it Hitler? Is it, which one is it? You know? I don't know. It's a good question. I mean, I don't know. But to say that they didn't know, come on, you got to bring a better argument than that, you know, because it's just not possible. Millions of people are disappearing, and you're telling me that they didn't know. What? How does that make any sense? Like, what? They didn't know. How? How is that possible? How is that possible? I just don't get it. How did they not know? It's not possible. It's impossible. It's not even a possibility. I don't know. It's just kind of strange to think about. I just thought I'd make this video because I haven't really seen any videos on YouTube about people talking about this sensitive topic. But they knew about the Holocaust. They just didn't care. Well, they were in the midst of a war at the same time, but still. What could they really do? Well, they could have outraged against it. If the entire population was against it, it wouldn't have happened. You know, I'm actually a very big proponent of the people get the politicians that they deserve. Yes. They get the politicians that they deserve. And the Germans got the politician that they deserved. If they didn't like Hitler, they could have voted him out because he was voted into office. They could have just gone rid of him if they didn't like him as their Führer. But they embraced him and they loved him. They knew. There's no way around it. Maybe you guys can tell me in the comment section and say, how did they not know? I've already laid down all the arguments. Nothing you can really say to kind of... I mean, hey, I don't know. What can you say to change my mind? If you bring some facts to the table, then maybe. But I don't know. I've researched the topic thoroughly. And the only logical conclusion that you can give is that they knew. But they didn't care, or they felt like maybe the Jews deserved it. Or they felt like, hey, maybe they deserve it because they made us lose World War I or blah, 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 which wasn't even the truth. They weren't the reason they lost World War I. They lost World War I because of a myriad of reasons. They were, resources, their navy, they were they were kind of like blockaded by the British Navy. There's like a lot of reasons for this, for the loss of World War I, but yeah, it's pretty sad to think about though, that an entire nation can be that crazy. But there's historical examples around the entire world of genocide. It's happened everywhere, right? Like pretty much everywhere, pretty much every country. So thanks you guys for watching. I'm out. Peace.